Hey guys, today I thought I would do an unboxing for the OneUp Keyboards DIY USB cable package. So this is what the package looks like that you'll get in the mail. It's got all the wires, cables, and sheathing, heat shrink that you'll need, and of course it has the USB connector bits that we'll need. On the back of the business card here, you'll see the information about exactly what it is we're going to be making. So this is the DIY cable kit, 3 foot in length with metal connectors, clear heat shrink, which is what that is, and the red PET sheathing. Alright, well, I'm going to get this underway, so you can watch along. Okay, so what I've been doing here first is just stripping a very small amount at the end of these wires. I've got a very fancy automatic wire stripper to do it, and you can find a link below if you'd like to get yourself one of those. But of course you don't need one of those. You could actually just use your fingernails, or if you're really skilled with a pair of pliers, you could do that. So I'm going to get my soldering iron heated up and start to get some of these wires in place. And we'll get that underway. So what I like to do, so you know, I don't like to use clamps for this part. I like to do it so that it's naturally resting. I find when it's naturally resting, everything is natural about it, and it'll just make a safer, better connection, and it's easier to manage. Happy with that. Well, there you go. The difficult part is done, and I only have one small burn on my hand. Alright, so what's up next is to get this cable to length to do exactly what I want it to do. Now, there's something, and it's oft been discussed whenever we post these cables on the forum for sale. People talk about twisting the pairs. So really the answer to that is that you should twist the pairs, and they should be out of sync with each other. So I'm just going to try to straighten all this out. I'm sorry I'm doing it off camera, but I'm just straightening the lengths out so that you can see them here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white and black, which are the power, and the red and the blue, which are the data, and I'm going to twist them at different rates. So I'm just going to count the twists as I add them, and I'm sorry you can't see my hand off screen, but here, I'm just going to start adding twists to this pair. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've done 12 half turns here. I'm just going to distribute that back down. Now what I do is grab a binder. So there's 12 half turns, so that's 6 turns. 6 turns across 3 feet, that's 2 turns per foot. So that's that, and you can see at one end is a little tighter than the other. I'll just redistribute that. Sorry, I'm going to do it off camera. It's just a little bit tricky to show you exactly. And then what I do, I just grab a binder clip and pinch the two so that I don't lose that twist. Okay, the data pair, since I've done 12 on that, what I'll do is a different number, say 18 twists on this. Okay, so I've added my twists to my red and blue side, and now what I'll do is I'll clamp all 4 of them. Actually, before I clamp all 4 of them, what I'm going to do now is twist these 2 pairs. So again, it's not easy to see here that I'm doing this, but I'm essentially twisting the pairs all together now. Okay, you can see it done now properly. The white and black are twisted with each other, the red and blue are twisted with each other, and then the whole set is twisted together just to give it one uniform shape. And I put a binder clip at the other end. Now to make this more permanent, what I'm going to do is just wrap a little bit of tape around it just to secure it. So I just grab a little piece of Scotch tape and I'm just going to wind this up. Okay, now that I've done that, then these ends are much more manageable. But before I start to deal with this end, I've got to put the sheathing on. You certainly don't want to get to the other end and find out that you don't have the sheathing on. Now, the sheathing, this stuff is pretty cool stuff. All you really need to do is just push it together. See that? So let's just get a bit of this. Alright, and then to get it all the way on, all you do is, you can see here, you just kind of push down the line, you see it slinky up, you pinch from behind and let it expand forward. So right now the end of the cable is right about here. And what I'm going to do is just push from that end on, you see it bubbles up, and then I let go and it forces its way further down the cable. So you just keep repeating this for a little while until you get this all the way on the cable. Okay, so I've managed to get it all the way on. You can see it's all the way to the end here. And the other end is still just out and exposed. So what I'll do now is strip these 4 ends and start getting this end of the cable ready. I'm not going to put this end on. Sorry, let it focus here for a sec. I'm not going to put this end on the metal covering until I've got this this side on, and I'm sure that I'm happy with the way everything is fitting. So, yeah. So I ran out of tape just then. We're 30 minutes into this operation, and it's still ongoing. So you know this isn't necessarily a quick thing to put together. If you're looking for a quick cable solution, you might want a pre-made one. This, on the other hand, is an opportunity to make a cable yourself and brag about it. Now on this end, you have a bit more room to play with, so I cut a bit more, I strip a bit more of the cable off. I'll show you that. in just a sec. You see, it's a much longer length that I've stripped off, and that's just because this has a bigger platform that we can use. There we go. The soldering section is over, so now what we're going to do is start to assemble the end bits. And really what you want to do here is get this sheathing just inside the end. Just inside the end like that. I don't know if you can quite see that. And what I like to do is I like to use a spot of crafting glue. So I'll use a little bit of hot glue here just to cement those pieces properly together. And that just clips over the end like that. I don't know if you can see that. It's just clipped over the end. Now what I'm going to do is just take my pliers and start to make my way around, tightening this up. So I'm just going to grab these little edges and do my best to there you go. That's about as good as I can make it. So now what I'm going to do is grab the cable and pull as tight as I can to get all the excess cable out of here. And now you should see that there's a little bit of excess around the end. So I'm just going to trim some of that away. Now the truth is this doesn't have to be perfectly clean because this is plastic and it's not really going to screw up anything that you've got going on in there. It's just to give a slightly cleaner space for this to exist in. I'm just going to... Oh, I might as well make it perfect, eh? Alright, slide that in there like that. I'm just trying not to get any cable. Trying not to get any of my red cable hooked on the wrong side of this, even though I did. Alright, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue in there and make sure this stays stuck down in the way I want it. Now, you don't have to worry too much with hot glue. You can peel and push it and stick it any way you want, and the risk of burn at the nozzle is extremely high, but once the glue's been put on something, it sets pretty easily and peels off stuff where you don't want it. The cables just hit the floor there, but this, you can see, like it just peels right off. So again, no harm using the back of these things to put the glue in place. And then of course I'm going to use this piece to come around on that. There's just a little bit out here that's not tucked in properly. There we go. So just as I'm getting in here, I'm just going to use these non-magnetic tweezers just to push these last few strands inside. A couple stragglers here. So I got a little piece that a little straggler. So I'm just gonna cut that son of a bitch off. Cool. And just keep going around here. Make that a little tighter. Press it down a little more. Make it a little tighter. Press it down a little more. And there's still one little straggler. Cool, okay. That's that bit. Next we're on to the shrink wrap. So I've got a couple of clear pieces of shrink wrap here. So I've got that pretty much exactly the way I want it. So I'm going to clean things up for a second and get my heat gun ready. So this is my really fancy blower, but it's kind of inconvenient, especially because I'm showing you with the camera. I certainly don't want to blow this towards the camera. So I'm kind of jerry-rigging this. Kind of rigging this pretty badly, but whatever. Now you can see, yeah, you'll be able to see it. Alright, so there's the completed, just make sure it focuses. There's the completed shrink wrap clear at the top. There's the shrink wrap completed. I keep calling it shrink wrap. It's actually heat shrink. It's heat shrink. That's its proper term. You can see that. So what I do, I like to keep it bounded up by the part that goes into the computer rather than the part that goes into the keyboard or into whatever accessory you like to put it into. Pull that tight. Do that down there. So there's your completed beautiful cable, custom made by you. All it needs now is a 1UP Keyboards premium cable bag to match the premium value that you've added to it. There you go. Well, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Or if you dislike the video, dislike it. If you found this video particularly useful, of course you can buy me a cup of coffee. Don't forget to go to oneupkeyboards.com and check out these DIY custom cable kits. You know, lots of choices for the different colors of coatings that you'd like to put on it, the different types of connectors, the different heat shrinks, the different Velcros. I mean, really, you can make a custom cable all your own. And yeah, it's a really great opportunity to do something really cool with your keyboard and desk design. I love this stuff. I think it's a lot of fun. Thanks very much for watching.